All right, Schlockmeister fans, we have an 80s horror movie here. Hide and Go Shriek. Let's check it out. The film starts with a cross-dresser, trans perhaps. Who is he? Next thing you know, he appears to be trolling for, I don't know, males or females. Maybe a female. And after he's doing his business with her, pulls a knife and stabs her. Our movie surrounds a bunch of kids who've just graduated from high school. These are the girls.
But I will serve the best cup of coffee in the whole world.
Nothing.
And these are the boys.
With a face like that? I don't know how much I like her. I don't know. I just don't know.
I told him to jump her tonight. Worry about it tomorrow.
Well, listen up, compadres.
Yes.
Are we ready to embark on the adventure of our lives?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, all right, everybody.
Walk this way.
So what's this adventure they're talking about? They're talking about going to a furniture store after hours and party there for the night. This is the guy who owns the furniture store. Apparently an ex-con works for him and spends the night there, lives there.
Yes, I do. He served a long time behind bars for armed robbery. He served his time and was paroled early for good behavior. Oh, good behavior.
Anyway, the workers leave and the party begins.
Here, David.
You stupid jerk.
I'm telling you, David, knock it off.
And they actually play hide and seek. Well, first they couple off, then they play hide and seek together.
Over there.
Some of the couples start making out, and then apparently there's a guy stalking them. Could that be our crossdresser from the beginning? What do you think? Now that ex-con who lives in the building, filmmakers really want us to believe that he might be the killer. And he might be. The movie has a little TNA thrown in. Can't show you those scenes, but underwear is okay. And then someone turns the lights out.
Sean?
And then bangs her head and drowns her in the sink.
Where are you?
So the dude who was waiting for her, for the girl Melissa, is now looking for her. Now watch this goofy scene.
Melissa, are you nuts? Who are you? Where's Melissa? Sean, I told you not to mess the place up. I've had it, you guys. You hear me? We're the goddamn clothes, Sean.
I can't believe she did
They think Sean the prankster's at it.
Could have dreamed this up.
They're interrupted by a dude.
You dumb shit. What are you doing?
They think it's Sean, but guess what? It's not. They're getting picked off one by one, but those who are still alive have no clue what's going on.
Come come back. Kim was screaming like she was scared to death.
He wouldn't do this to me. He doesn't do this kind of a thing. God, if you're with him, I'll kill you. I swear to God, this isn't funny. Fun and games and fun. Now it's over.
No need to run. Now, it's time to clean up the house.
Somehow they're trapped in the building and can't seem to get out. Apparently the doors don't work, so they try to break a window, which of course is shatterproof.
Look!
And the bodies start showing up. It's the conman they were attacking. They think he's the killer, but we know he's not.
Hours before anybody gets here.
Let's wait by the office.
Because when the real killer shows up,
What is it?
Oh my God! We have to clean our home. Make it nice again. I told you it was over, and now you kill people. They were coming between us.
it's his gay lover from prison.
Why don't you want me anymore? We're not in there anymore, Zach! I was trying to make a life for myself, and now you fucked everything up! I did it for you, and I did it for us.
Well, the two of them get into a fight, and conman gets a knife in the neck. Now watch that. Watch this here. He steps back, trips over the severed head, falls down the elevator shaft. He lives long enough just to tell the story.
He couldn't help himself, really. I tried to stop him. I tried to be straight.
Well, the last scene in the movie, as the ambulance is driving away, we see that the driver is, of course, our killer. Hidden Street 2, coming soon. All right, let's talk about Hide and Go Shriek. Now, this is a movie that I have a pre-recorded VHS tape of. Not sure exactly where I acquired it. Must have been some video store that was selling out their stock at some point. Grabbed it, snatched it, put it in a box eventually. It was on my shelf for a while, and then I put it in a box and never watched it. Watched it about 2 years ago, and then I watched it again today, and I had absolutely zero recollection of watching this 2 years ago, but I know I did, because I write down the dates that I watched stuff, and I had a date next to this one, so couldn't remember it. I think it was streaming on YouTube or something. That's where I watched it. But anyway, it's an 1988 horror movie. It's pretty much a typical 80s slasher. A bunch of kids who are graduating high school decide they're going to spend their graduation night or whatever, have a party in this furniture store downtown. It's a big store. It looks like they're in a big city somewhere. And they're going to sneak in and then before it's locked up for the night and then have a party there. Well, there's a guy who works there who's kind of a shady character, and he's an ex-con. He lives there because he doesn't have a place to stay right now, but the owner lets him stay there. He's a red herring throughout this entire film. He looks tough, and we're made to believe that he's the killer. But anyway, so the kids spend some time there. They end up pairing off with each other. There's 4 boys, 4 girls. They end up pairing off with each other, sleeping together, that sort of thing. But one by one, they get picked off by this unseen serial killer who is apparently a cross-dresser, man dressed as a woman. And they keep cutting back to the ex-con who's living there, and he's looking tough and gripping his hands and stuff and making fists. So it makes you think like he's the guy, which of course he's not, but whatever. Anyway, there's a severed head at one point, and then there's like 4 survivors left, and then the con man or the ex-con shows up, and then they fight him, and they seem to like knock him out. But then the real killer shows up, and they battle with him. I think that's where the head flopped off, actually, before that, but or after that. But anyway, it turns out that this cross-dresser was friends, or I think lovers, actually, with the ex-con who was living there. They were in prison together. I guess they were gay lovers or something. And he has not taken very kindly to the breakup. And our ex-con is actually kind of like a hero. He's a good guy. He's trying to move on with his life and be good. They get into a fight. And eventually the real killer trips over the severed head that he helped knock off and falls down an elevator shaft and presumably dies. We cut away. The ex-con has a big knife in his throat on the side there, and he looks like he's dead, but he lived long enough to reveal everything that I just explained to you, and then he died. So anyway, we cut to the very last scene in the movie. The ambulance is driving away, and then we see that the killer, the serial killer, is driving the ambulance. Somehow he survived falling down the elevator shaft, and he's driving away. Hide and Shriek 2 coming? Maybe. Anyway, that is it. Hide and Shriek. This was put out by Code Red. As the 80s horror movies, 80s slasher movies go, pretty typical, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't a great film. I don't know if it has a lot of rewatch value to it. Cast of basically nobody, but all the females, I think all the females take off their tops. Actually, some of them take off all their clothes. The blonde chick there, what was her name? Annette something? I can't remember. She went on to marry Bob Seger, the rock star. In fact, I think they were married at the time this film was made. They were together for a year. Married in 87, divorced in 88. Such is life. Anyway, that's Hide and Go Shriek. I'm going to leave a link to something down below. This may have been released on Blu-ray since this Code Red DVD. I'm not sure, but I'll leave you a link to something. And again, I think it's worth a view. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. Hide and Go Shriek. Watch it. Bye.